Hey everyone, welcome back to another World of Warships Blitz video. So, piggybacking off of yesterday's Gold Bundle video, Speckled Trout put a great comment up in on that video, and it really got my mind thinking about some stuff. Now, like he pointed out that giving a player like me a lot of options on those cheaper gold bundles does disrupt the balance of the game, and I agree with him there. I think it really can. Not because of, like I said, I like to buy the historical camos. I don't think a historical camo on most ships makes that big of a difference over, say, like a free camo. However, the big one is the commanders. I mean, obviously, after the change where we got to level 13 to 15 skills, we need a commander rework on that grind. It's over 1,000 battles. I think it's like 1,400 battles needed to max out a commander to level 15. That's really excessive, and I think very discouraging for a newer player. So I get his point there. I totally get his point there, but it really got me thinking about a potential way to adjust the single realm matchmaker a little bit better without going into trying to figure out win rates and balancing people out that way. I think the best way to balance this out is to pick a threshold amount of battles. For the sake of discussion here, we'll just say 2,000 battles. That if you're a player with 2,000 battles or under, you only get matched against those types of players, 2,000 battles and under. That way you're not running into a player like me that's either just wants to take a break or see how things are playing down at the lower tiers just to get an idea of how it's playing out there. But, the last thing a new player needs to see is me dropping in my Oklahoma with a level 15 Oldendorf. That's a horrible disadvantage they're at. So, but I think that would also fix some of the problems we have with a newer player that comes in, goes into a sonar sweep and buys a ship, or, for example, goes in and go, hey, Richelieu. Richelieu's a really cool ship. I want that ship, and they buy the bundle. Now, as we all know, Richelieu has certain strengths, certain weaknesses, and has a certain play style that a newer player just is not going to understand. And, we all know how frustrating that can be, that an inexperienced player is either on the red team or your team in a ship they shouldn't be in. So that battle threshold would alleviate a lot of that for, give them some experience, give them some time to build up, play against people of their own skill level before crossing into that threshold and getting to see all of the rest of us. Let me know what you guys think about that, because I think that's the easiest. I think that's the easiest way to adjust the matchmaking without crippling it time wise or anything like that. I think that's a nice way to do it. Gives the beginner players a safe, somewhat safe place to learn how to play the game. I know in the patch notes we're talking about new tutorial coming out in the future. I really think a good tutorial talking about commander skills and ship play styles would be a huge bonus to a new player coming in. And then, like I said, give them some time to relax and learn the game against people of their own skill levels before turning them loose on the rest of us. I think the battle threshold is the way to go, because we don't want to limit it by win rate. We don't want to limit it by how long an account's been active, because, just because an account's been active for 2 years doesn't mean they have a certain amount of games played. An account that is 2 years old might only have a couple hundred battles in because just time or whatever. But let me know what you guys think about that. I think it's an interesting thought, and I'm really curious to see what you guys think about it. Obviously a commander rework for the economy for grinding the commander, and a battle threshold number to kind of fix matchmaking a little bit and give a safe place for the newer players to learn the game easier, just easier. Yeah. So, anyways, I'm gonna leave it with that. Like I said, let me know what you think, guys, and I'll see you tomorrow. We've got update 8.2 coming out, so really curious about that one. I'll do some kind of video tomorrow after the update drops. So with that, have a good one.